Welcome to the Pittsburgh Soccer Show here on TribLIVE Radio. I'm Mike Grau. Another busy weekend of association football in the books. Leicester City doing enough just to hold on. Barcelona stumbling. The Champions League semifinalists are set. Barcelona out, struggling in the league. Lot to talk about, lot to get to. Riverhounds with a 2-2 draw in Toronto yesterday as well in just their second match of the season. But before we get to any of that, very pleased to have in studio head coach of the Robert Morris Colonials men's soccer team, Bill Denniston. We've been doing our tour of the local colleges. Very happy you could stop in, Bill. Thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here.
20th season at Robert Morris, a past NEC Coach of the Year, multiple-time Northeastern Conference Championship winning head coach. Still several months away from the Robert Morris season starting in August, but how do you feel about this team as you enter into your 20th season at the helm?
I like our team. Unfortunately for us, we lost probably the best goalie we've ever had. Brendan, who's with the Riverhounds now.
Brendan Alfieri.
Yep, and Nico Brett, who just signed with Portland in the MLS.
What a great story that is. Robert Morris Colonial going in the Super Draft to the Portland Timbers, to such a great place to pursue a professional career. A talented forward that obviously Timbers head coach Caleb Porter is high on. What can you tell us about him and his prospects for making it in MLS?
It's a little bit funny because when Caleb was at Akron, he desperately wanted Nico. And
Patience.
We had a few Jamaican kids on the team that Nico were friendly with, so he decided to come to Robert Morris, and Caleb got him just 4 years later than he hoped to.
Just a little patience and perseverance, and he ended up getting his man. What separates Nico? What made him that next player that could be an MLS guy? So many guys have signed with the Riverhounds and USL and other professional coming through the ranks at Robert Morris, but Nico seems to be a slightly different class.
He's just got it all. I mean, you hear that about any professional athlete. I mean, he's super quick, super strong, and probably his best quality is his competitiveness. See, it's tough to score goals in soccer, and if somebody got under Nico's skin, it almost propelled him to win the game. And that's an intangible thing that a lot of great athletes have, and I think it was the difference for Nico.
And it's very difficult, obviously, to replace a three-time conference player of the year, as Nico Brett was, and a highly successful goalkeeper in Brendan Alfieri. Is it a job by committee for guys coming in? Do you have guys that need to step up? Does the system change without a star striker like that?
It does. I mean, it's funny you mentioned Leicester before we started to talk. We were kind of Leicester last year. We got outshot more last year than we ever have. We were determined to be better defensively, and we had a guy at the other end that could win the game at any moment. And then this spring we've talked about we're going to have to be a better soccer team, in quotes. And I think we have. We've improved our outside wing play and our outside back play. And, obviously you can't replace a guy that scores 13 to 17 goals a year. So somebody else is going to have to score. And it's just going to take us being a better team next year. Again, better soccer team versus just results-oriented.
Very interesting stuff talking to Robert Morris Colonials head soccer coach Bill Denniston here on the Pittsburgh Soccer Show on TribLIVE Radio. How is the local Pittsburgh market for finding talent, for developing talent? Has it changed in your 20 years that you've been in charge at Robert Morris?
I don't think. I mean, it has a little bit. 20 years ago, there was fewer teams playing high school soccer, but not many. The club stuff has expanded, but I think there's just more clubs, not better quality. And I hate to say this, I'm a Western PA guy. I've been here 20 years. Our soccer's not that great in the scheme of things. Sure. New Jersey, Virginia, Maryland. I don't think it's changed a whole lot. There's always some very good players, just not a wealth of them. So it's difficult.
Where do you go about searching for talent then if the local talent pool isn't necessarily full of the guys you're looking for?
We have guys from everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, we have 6 Canadian players just because I'm from Toronto originally. So I have friends and connections and know the people with the national team program. And it seems like our conference, the Northeast Conference, the better players, and I hate to say this also, are international players because we can't get the best American players like Jay probably can at Pitt now, being in the ACC. But again, there's not that many quality players, so we need to go outside of the country sometimes to have players can compete at that level.
Bill Denniston, head soccer coach for the Robert Morris Colonial. Still a few months away from their season getting rolling, but soccer season never stops. Always preparing, always training. We'll have more with Bill on the Pittsburgh Soccer Show coming up in just a couple of minutes on TribLIVE Radio.